When the nation is on fire, you can count on the Constitution and the states it serves. The wisdom of the Founding Fathers came not from within, but from the Creator Himself. We are here today to seek His wisdom and His guidance in restoring the freedoms He granted to all of us. Join us today in the battle for your faith, your family, and your future. This is the truth.
Welcome, Patriots, to another episode of The Truth. I'm John Williams.
And I'm Steve Hopkins, and this is the unbridled, unaltered, unfiltered truth that you will not get anywhere else. How you doing, John?
I'm doing good, Steve. Yes, we are here to speak the truth, to give people lots of information on where they can find the truth.
That's right. We're going to do something that you and I have talked about doing for a while. It's going to be educational. So we're going to try to go, at a pretty good pace so you can rewind and watch this video. We're going to post it on our YouTube channel. And we want to get you guys to where you know where to go. So, John, go ahead. We're going to start off with open states.
Yeah. So we have heard from a lot of people as we talk to people that I'm actually shocked, Steve, at how many people don't know who their elected officials are.
Right.
They don't know which, district they're in as far as their state representatives. They mostly know the federals, but so openstates.org. Well, like I said, we'll put these links in the description on our YouTube channel and in the comments on the Facebook page. Openstates.org is the first website we want to highlight. When you get there, you enter your address in here and you hit search. And when you do, it will come up and tell you that for my address where I live, it will tell you who your
There's your state representative. Lower is the House, upper is the Senate. So that's showing his representative, and then below that is the senator. And if you scroll down, you see federal, and that's got your two senators and your U.S. House representative, Trent Kelly. Yep. So that gives you, that's something everybody needs to bookmark. You need to go there. You need to find out who your state and federal representatives are, senators are, and don't forget, bookmark that page. And then once you know that,
that's right, you need to go find out how that guy or girl is voting.
Right. So we got the ratings.conservative.org, which is the American Conservative Union website. They're the guys that do CPAC. A lot of people you've seen, all the different people. There's Matt Schlapp. He's the chairman of CPAC. And what you need to do here, you see all the different headers at the top, but scroll down and you can click on your state. Before you click on it, just let that hover right there for a second there. John, what do you think about that?
So this is saying Mississippi has a 48% conservative rating.
That's correct.
So that means we're more liberal than we are conservative.
It means that we are very, very purple. And everybody that thinks that we've got a conservative state, that tells a different story. What it tells is you got a bunch of Republicans who don't vote conservative. They don't vote Republican.
Now look at this compared to Tennessee.
76%.
Wow.
So a lot of work to do there. Now, John, if you go ahead and click on Mississippi, you can see, the overview and then the 2021 rating down there, and then the all-time rating, which the ACU's been scoring these things since about 2014.
Yeah.
So you see that, and the decline. You also see the decline. Now, scroll on down, and you'll get your leaderboard. Now you see the lowest rated, that's Democrats. We expect that.
Right.
If you go up to where it says show 5, just change all parties to Republican. And let's take a look at, your leaders and losers, I like to call.
Well, I'm proud to see this, Steve, because I'm looking at top rated, and this is for last year.
Correct.
Just for last year.
Yeah, 21.
So we have two, the number 1 and number 2 are both from DeSoto County. And I noticed on the previous page, Dana Criswell was there. So we're pretty fortunate in DeSoto County as far as you and Dana and Dan.
Right.
But
Joel Baumgar scored 88%. You can, if you want to, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, but here, so this Senator David Parker is from South Haven.
Olive Branch,
excuse me, represents South Haven, lives in Olive Branch, but he has a 51% lifetime rating. That's not too good. Okay.
Senator Region Smart. That's what I like.
Senator Region Smart.
Yeah, Senator Region Smart. So change that 5 and just go down and click all.
Okay.
And this will give you a list of all the Republicans and how they do. Again, you know what to expect from the Democrats.
Now, this is not for their 2022 numbers are not out yet.
They're not out yet.
This is 2021 session.
Now, if you look like, see me, you look under the picture. That's
right here.
The lifetime average.
So you had a 96 last year, but a 94
all-time average.
Okay.
Correct.
Still knocking it out of the park.
Well, I like to keep my promises to the people.
And we've got Dan at a 88 last year and a 82 lifetime. Joel Baumgart, 93. Good job. Dana Criswell, 95. Chris Brown, 86. I noticed those are all members of the Freedom Caucus.
Yes, that's the Freedom Caucus members right there. Yeah.
And you got Chris McDaniel and Melanie Sojourner leading the pack in the Senate.
Yep. And it drops off dramatically after that. That's when once you get past Sojourner, things kind of drop off.
So you got an 89 at Sojourner, and wow. The next one is 71, and it keeps going down.
Yeah, it keeps going down. So and what people need to do is find your state rep or your state senator on here and look at the one under the picture. That's their lifetime. And then the one out to the far right is their 2021 score.
All right. So I live in Hernando. I'm in District 1, and this is my senator, Michael McClendon, 64% lifetime rating. And I happen to know that's Hernando district in central part of DeSoto County is one of the most conservative districts in the state. Yes. And we have a senator with 64%. And then I want to look at I want to try to find my representative.
Well, don't forget for the folks that there he is.
So yeah, so we've got 64 and
62. You can do a search. You can do Control F and type in their last name, and it'll find it down there.
Wow.
Or John, go back all the way to the top. If you do know their name, which you do because you've already been to the
when that first page.
Go back to the first page. Click on you can type the lawmaker's name right there. Or you can put in the zip code.
So I put Hernando's zip code in here.
And that's going to populate who your people are. So you don't even have to know them. You could put your zip code in and it's going to populate. So a lot of good information here. We don't have to wait on that to load. Yeah. I mean, there it is.
Can't you also, if you click on someone, let's do it at the state level, Michael McClendon there, it'll show you all of the bills. And give you an analysis of how they voted. So that's the purpose.
And you see over to the right with ACU against ACU, what that means is yes or no. Did they rank it as a good bill or a bad bill, and how that person voted. So that's good stuff. There's really good stuff on here. And what people need to keep in mind, the American Conservative Union, they have no agenda. They're not lobbyists. They're not anybody that's, trying to get anything out of something.
So they just take a bill and say, all right, what is it? Is a yes vote is a conservative vote, a no vote is a liberal vote, whatever. And then everybody's just judged based on how they voted on that bill.
Right. Now
the reason that's important is because there are a lot of organizations out there that will do lawmaker scorecards,
right?
But they only judge bills that have to do with whatever their agenda is.
Do bill search. Go up there to click on bill search at the top, and you can actually look through change, state or federal, and all that kind of stuff. So if you're wondering about a bill, especially in Congress, here's a good place to find it, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or
And if you-
how people voted on a certain bill. So this is very, very good. So that's enough about the American Conservative Union. Let's go to now. This is Mississippi Policy Center for Public Policy's bill tracker, and this is going to have some really good stuff on it. If you want to see on the state level, this is showing the 2022 regular session, and this is something good to follow along with, John, during the session.
Right, which starts in January, by the way.
Right. And the official end date on non-election years is April 2nd. So if you'll click on the 2022 Senate calendar,
Mm-hmm.
now you guys, you scroll down through and see the green. The green means that's a good bill.
Policy or bad policy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the bad policies in red. And
I noticed that's from Marshall County.
Yeah. So that, and it usually will give a description. And on that one, it looks like they put quotes by the founding fathers on why that's bad. So, and if you wanted to see how somebody voted on that bill, since it's showing bad policy, you could click on that. It'll take you to the website. You can scroll down and click on the House passed. Looks like it died in the Senate, but click on the vote. No.
Oh, where is? Oh, right here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And that'll show you how
all the yays and
all
nays
the yays and nays
okay.
and everything. So,
well, I see Baumgar, Brown, Criswell, Eubanks, Hopkins. Okay.
Yeah. So this,
wow.
You know,
well, it looks like you guys are kind of in a boat by yourself down
well,
there, Steve.
You know, the founding fathers said it best. You know, charity is up to the church and community.
Right.
It's not if the government gets into the charity game, that's socialized charity.
Yeah, I mean, that's taken away from the point of charity.
Yeah, it should be a personal choice. We should not be making budget decisions of that magnitude on the people, not just Mississippi, across the country. And if you're watching this from another state, these are websites you need to find in your state, because John and I want to, we want to educate everybody all over the country. These are things you need to find.
Well, and like that ACU website is in the open states, that anybody in the country can use
anybody in the country. This is Mississippi, but maybe if you've got Americans for Prosperity, ACU, or AFP in your state, they'll have it there too. So there's the votes. Let's go on. And y'all just bookmark that. What was that bookmark?
That was Mississippi Policy, mspolicyvotes.org.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. So bookmark that, go through it, familiarize yourself. Agency directory. Take it, John.
Well, so Steve, I looked at this and we talk about the alphabet agencies. There was a Supreme Court ruling saying that Congress could not just a few months back, Congress could not delegate its responsibility to some of these agencies. And so I just wanted to look at the state level, because I figured the federal was just too much to even try to find them all. And so this in Mississippi, now Mississippi being one of the smaller states in the union,
less than 3 million total people.
Right. I mean, Houston has more people than our entire state.
Yes.
And look at this, people. I'm just going to start scrolling. All right. These are the agencies and the departments and things within Mississippi. And this website is ms.gov/agency-directory. And I mean, look at this.
Yeah. If you're looking for something, now there's the reason we're showing this, because you may need to get in touch with the state agency or whatever. Here's your directory for it. You can find their website, phone numbers, all that good stuff. But you can also get depressed scrolling down through here.
Yeah, I'm only on the O's.
Yeah, I mean, but the reason why, John, is we've got the 5th largest state government in the country per capita. Let that sink in, guys. We had I think right at $7 billion budget this year. $7 billion, less than 3 million people, and every penny of it will get spent.
I mean, this is just
all the government employees that I know of, unless I missed something, got raises. Did y'all get raises? If you don't work for the government, everybody got raises.
Oh, look, the Athletic Commission. I don't know what we would do without that, or the Arts Commission and the Auctioneer Commission. I mean, that's vitally important to have that.
You would think, and these people would operate on their own. The sad part is that taxpayer money goes into these things. Whereas, when we were growing up, John, the people had benefits and things like that to raise money for the arts and things.
Right.
I mean, Tennessee right now, public broadcasting in Tennessee, that's not funded by taxpayer dollars, but in Mississippi it is.
Yeah. So look at all these boards. The boards of dental examiners, massage therapies. I mean, licensed professional counselors, chiropractors. I mean, it never ends.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. We have way too many boards, and these people can manage themselves without government oversight. I mean, it's ridiculous. So,
and I know this exists in every state.
Yeah,
and the federal government's probably 100-fold worse.
Right. And everybody needs to familiarize themselves with that. Find out some information on it. You can actually go, there are 2-3 websites. I should have thought about this in advance, but you can go and find out salary information on federal, state employees and get all that information. Transparency Mississippi has that. Yeah, has that. And each state should have that with all the different information. It'll blow your mind if you ever scroll through and look at all the salaries of all the different people. So that's a good website. Make sure you bookmark that.
Well, this next one, Steve, is the Mississippi Legislature website. And whether you're in Mississippi or not, you need to find your legislator's website.
Right. And we want you to bookmark this website. John and I, we're going to briefly cover a couple of things, but this is a whole video on this one, on how to use it, on what to look for, on what certain things mean, and all that kind of stuff. But we want you to go ahead and bookmark it and familiarize yourself with it so that you'll kind of know. Let's go through the tabs. Legislators, there's your representatives and senators. You could find out about them, House roster, Senate roster, House standing meetings, Senate standing meetings, and that kind of information. If you go over to legislation, this is what a lot of people want to know about. You've got, you can search by measure, by text. So if you're looking for something like, say, Region Smart, you can put that in there.
You've got your previous session.
Eminent domain. Right. If you wanted to find something, hey, who's trying to sneak in some eminent domain bills, and you could go up there and text search that. Measures by House author, measures by Senate author up there. So if you want to know who's dropping what, we call it dropping, by the way, in the legislature. It means submitting a bill. But if you hear one of us say, yeah, we dropped that bill, it doesn't mean we gave up on it. It means that it's getting submitted.
Right.
So
I got you.
Your daily action reports, that is something a lot of people don't use. That is really good information because you can see day to day what they did, what bills passed, what resolutions passed, all that stuff's in daily action reports, who showed up, who didn't show up for work that day. All that stuff's in there. So that's really good to dig through and familiarize yourself with that. Committees, if you go over to the committees tab, that's just going to show you the House and Senate committees and who is on what committee. So if you need to find out who's on the education committee, then that's where you would go and find who's what on each committee. Calendars and schedules, your calendar, your House calendar and your Senate calendar, that's going to show what bills are active on the current calendar. The House schedule and the Senate schedule is going to show you what's coming up, what committee meetings, what time are we going to go into session, that kind of stuff. So those are the schedule events. General information, go ahead and click on that, John. it's going to show you a plethora of information. Legislative deadlines is very important. It's good to know what your deadlines are because you may champion some kind of legislation. So you need to know your deadline so that your rep or your senator can put the move on. They can bust a move. And
yeah, they use that legislative deadline has been used creatively in a lot of ways over the years to either pass or kill bills.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
So you got all your stuff in there. Redistricting committee. If you went there, you can find out what the new districts look like after the census and everything. So good information in there. We'll spend. Hey, John, there's Transparency Mississippi.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, if you want to go find out some good information on salaries and everything, you have to dig into that. But transparency.ms.gov, you will have some fun on that website, and you will have your mind blown, and you will see that the average taxpayer is making a lot of people quite wealthy. So go back to and about the Capitol. That's got some good stuff, just general about the Capitol, all the stuff that, y'all can peruse. Webcasts. You see that webcast over there?
Oh, yeah.
That's going to have the House and Senate webcast. And if you go ahead and go to that one right there, that's the Mississippi Legislature.
The YouTube channel.
Yep. So, they're going to have that live every day when we go into session. Plus it's recorded. So if you wanted to go back and look at how something went down, it's
by
in
date and whether it's the Senate, and they even have committee meetings in some of these things.
Some of the things, yes. The Senate has actually gotten a little better than the House on doing committee meetings. I actually had a bill that all of them should be broadcast.
Yeah, they should. There's no reason
well, that's transparency 101, and you're a Republican. You're supposed to be for transparency,
right?
But of course, they didn't let that bill get passed.
I mean, that's $100 webcam, and
the material's already there. But anyway, so this is stuff people go ahead and subscribe to that channel. Also,
if you have a job where you're riding around in a car all day long, you can just get this started and let it play like you're listening to a podcast, and it's interesting stuff.
And while we're on YouTube, y'all make sure you go over and subscribe to our channel, The Truth Podcast. This is where we're going to be posting, all of our episodes and everything on YouTube, so that we can share this and try to help educate the people far and wide. That's right,
Steve. So our next website is the Attorney General's website. It's ago.state.ms.us. In case you need to get in touch with the Attorney General, or you want to know what's going on, or learn more.
They've got all the time. See, there's a how we can help.
Yeah.
So if you got something you want to send, please do. If you're wondering why the Attorney General's office isn't doing something, or is doing something, or whatever your issue may be, please take the time to go right here.
Send them a message. Yeah.
Send them a message. And then up the top's got home, about, media, contact, all that stuff. What's next?
Department of Revenue.
Oh boy. So yeah, this is, you can find, there's some really good information on this, on all different tax type stuff. Now, some of the things that I really want people to know is on here. You can actually go and look at the local taxes. So you've got, see how that Clinton Tourism Parks and Recreation tax, well, they've got general information about all the local taxes and how much money's being raised, because a lot of these cities will make you think that they're dirt poor.
All right.
And John, you and I both know they are breaking records in revenue from sales tax just on the internet,
and still trying to increase taxes even when they have record surpluses.
Yes, gas prices through the roof. You know, the inflation like we've never seen it before. But you got cities that are passing stuff like, see those Clinton tourism tax. That's where the Speaker of the House lives. He jumped in and raised taxes on his people with quickness. You know, that's the guy that's supposed to be leading Republicans in the House of Representatives. Well, you know, he decides, you know, they're not paying enough, so they need to pay 2% more.
We need to do some more.
Laurel,
while they have record sales tax revenue, still increasing.
Yes.
I mean, is that not just a slap in the face? We're making more money than we've ever made,
right.
and
no,
because we're going to raise your taxes.
Power and greed has taken over, and people actually don't care about the people they
you know, Steve,
out for.
I have a budget.
Powerful.
I have to live within my means. Why is the state of Mississippi and you know the cities?
That's the $1 million question. That's what everybody wants to know. Why doesn't the government live under a budget, within their budget, just like we have to? Well, because they look at you as their cash cow, and they say, well, as long as I can take whatever I want from my cash cow, I really don't have a budget.
And when you don't pay what we want you to pay, we're going to send the IRS to harass you.
Right. So
or the Department of Revenue.
Good information on that website, guys. Y'all dig into that. And if y'all want us to, we could do a whole video on that one.
Now I'm excited about this next one, Steve, and I'm going to tell you why. I have used this website and have gotten a few $100s back one time from an unclaimed security deposit for a utility.
Right.
And I moved, and they tried to mail it to me, and I didn't get it, and it sat at an unclaimed property. And
I could tell you some great stories here. This is unclaimed property. This is money that you may have in the Treasury, that the Treasury's holding for you that you didn't even know about. So you should go to this website, and they've got a place for search where you put in your last name, and you can go in and you can search by your last name, try to see if they've got any money. There's probably a bazillion.
There is, but then I did this earlier, and then you can further, once you pull it up, it's like 8,000 or something hits, but then you can change it and do, like, oftentimes I'll go by John T, and it'll further, you know, and you get it down to like 208 entries, and you can go through here and see if so that's neat. Let me tell you, one of my childhood preachers had like $14,000 in this thing. Wow.
I have no idea where it came from, but they evidently couldn't find him to pay him. So it was just sitting there, and I just happened to see it. I try to go through these to as much as I can to see if I found anything. And we've got a mutual friend, I won't say his name, but lives in West DeSoto County, that $27,000.
Wow.
And I called him up. I said, hey, you've got, this is your money. All you've got to do. See, most people too, and I message people, they think it's a scam. I said, I'm Steve Hopkins. I'm your state representative. This is not a scam. Don't take my word for it. Go to the treasury.ms.gov website. Look for unclaimed property and search your last name. It's not a scam. Okay. This is me trying to help you get your money back.
Right.
So people, please go to this website and see if you or anybody in your family may have money. My daughter was on this list.
Yeah.
My oldest daughter.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Please bookmark this. Go to it often.
So Steve, the last website I want to show is when we started out at Open States right here, and we entered our address and we did a search, and it shows us our state and federal elected officials for my address.
Correct.
But a lot of people want to know, who's my county supervisor, who's my constable, who's my, whatever. So I wanted to show this. DeSoto County is one of the bigger counties in Mississippi, and one of the more modern and up-to-date counties, and has a nice website. Can't say that for every county in Mississippi. But if you go to your county's website, and if you live in DeSoto County, that's DeSotoCountyMS.gov, you scroll down and click on elections. All right. And when you click on elections, you will find some different election commissions. And one of those things that you will find as you scroll down is an elected officials app. You guys see it right here, elected officials app.
Now, hopefully your county whichever county has, they've got a website. They've got this kind of stuff on there. If not, you need to call your board of supervisors, your supervisor, who there is, and demand it.
Right.
This is good stuff right here, people. And whatever state you live in, wherever you live, this is something good to have. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, you go to your county election website, and like Steve said, if they don't have one, they need one. And you enter your address in, and over here on the right side, it will bring up.
Can you make that bigger? Can you bring that to the center? See, maybe.
So so you've got your U.S. senators, Cindy Hyde-Smith, Roger Wicker. You've got your U.S. Congressman, Trent Kelly. Then it's got your state senators and representatives. But if you keep scrolling down, it says, okay, for the county right here, I'm in District 5, and my supervisor is Michael Lee. My school board representative is Charles Barton. My justice court representative is Karen Carter. My constable is Lee Hodge, and my election commissioner is David Ross. So those are all my county elected officials. And here's the thing, the District 5. A lot of people don't know what district they're in at the county level.
Right.
So this is a great way for you guys to learn, at the county level, who your district representatives are.
This is stuff you need to know. I mean, with everything that's going on in the country right now, especially your school districts, and all the guys, please keep up with what's being taught to your kids.
Yes.
Now, I know we're fortunate in DeSoto County. We've got a school district and all that kind of stuff. Great school district in DeSoto County, but don't ever take anything for granted. Keep up with what's being taught your kids. We learned a valuable lesson during COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and what, and it's, we have a critical race theory bill that was passed last year that's supposed to ban it in Mississippi, but there's no way to enforce it. And we can't trust that everybody's just going to abide by a law, that we passed. And, so you need to, at the local level, at the county level, you need to make sure, what your child is being taught and the books they're having to read.
Well, it was CRT ban light. It barely did anything.
Right.
We pass a lot of smoke and mirrors bills to make people think
it didn't have any teeth to
anything.
it.
Yeah. I mean, the bill I submitted was a ton better because it went from K all the way through college.
Gotcha.
So, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're excited to have put this much together for you. Just to kind of give you a feel for some of the information that's available to you. And you need to educate yourself as far as these websites go. Whatever state you're in, whatever county you're in, find these resources. Take a little time, doesn't take long, and come to know the things that are available to you. And John and I are going to, like I said, we're going to work on a lot of these things because we want to educate the public.
Yeah, just like legislation, as the session gets closer, as January gets closer, we'll do a podcast episode on how people can track bills as they're going through. But the main thing is, as a voter, we have got to start holding our elected officials accountable. And that starts by knowing who they are and following how they vote.
Right.
Don't just trust that the guy you voted for is conservative, because as I just found out, my representative and senator are not. They're they may be nice guys, but they don't have very good conservative voting records.
Right. You need to, and guys, we'll do a whole nother video on candidates. How about that?
Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah,
because we need to tell you what to ask people when they come to your front door. If they don't come to your front door, is that a guy you want to vote for? If they're not going to take the time to come to your front door, present themselves to you, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've enjoyed this, and let me say this before we go. We always say this: Mississippi Freedom Caucus .ms. I think we did. Do we have the link to that? Anyway,
right here. Yeah, there we go.
If you haven't already gone to that website and signed up for the email newsletter, please do. It's very important that you are keeping yourself informed on current affairs.
Oh, you know what? I think we even have that, Steve.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I think right here.
Oh, there it goes. There it goes. There it is.
Action Center.
Yeah, go to the Action Center. Take action now. and sign up for the newsletter so that you're getting the latest of what's going on. John and I do the truth and everything, and there's some podcasts that are done by the Freedom Caucus out of Jackson as well. So we're working hard for you, whether we're in office or out of office. So this is how you take your country back, take Mississippi back, is by educating yourself on the issues, on the policies that matter most to you.
That's right.
And that's what we're here for.
Absolutely. And we're glad to be back in the saddle again.
Amen.
Yeah. And we're going to keep bringing information to you and try to make it more interactive and more interesting each week. So
do we have an email address?
Oh, we do. We the truthpodcast .ms@gmail.com. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, any comments, in fact, that would probably be a good episode, is a viewer answering different viewer questions. So yeah, if you guys have some questions, send them to us. The truthpodcast.ms @gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, if you want to see us do a particular episode on something, send us an email. Love to hear from you. Well, John, let's wrap this thing up. This has been good.
Yeah. Hope the people got some good information and check those websites out and learn how their elected officials are voting. So I'm glad we did this one.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
See you guys next week. Bye.